All right, everybody, my name is Tommy, and this is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue, and we got another viewer request show. This recipe was sent in by John Bell. It is his version of hybrid ribs. This recipe is going to start in the house for 2 hours and then finish out here on the smoker for 45 minutes. Again, this is a recipe-oriented show. These are my favorite shows to do because it brings something new to the table, and I definitely appreciate John for sending it in. And look, if any of my viewers have a requested show, just email them to me. My information is down below and I will do the best that I can do. So look, without further ado, let's turn our attention down to the board. Let's get these ribs prepped up and let's start the show. This recipe here is going to start with a good rub. That is Texas Bold from GC Seasonings. I will have information on them down below. The first step is to pull that membrane. Pro tip, stop pulling from the ends and start pulling from the middle. I am telling you right now, do not discount this recipe right here because it has a little oven play, because it was 100% killer. So look, once you get that membrane pulled, it is time to clean up these ribs. Anything dangling, anything loose, any extra fat has got to go. And I will leave that little fat cap strip on top. Right there, yeah. So the next thing to do is, once you get the ribs all cleaned up, is to grab your favorite rub. I am going with a Texas Bold. Again, information on this stuff down below. Use your favorite rub, or you can go with a salt, pepper, and granulated garlic. Oh, yeah. And don't forget the back. Got it. So look, once you get those ribs all seasoned up, we are going to get one of those small jugs of apple juice. Just kind of fill the bottom, place your ribs in the meat side up, get yourself one apple per rack and just kind of lay it across the top. Get some foil, because you want to foil that up nice and tight, no air leaks, please. Get it in the oven at 325. You are going to go 2 hours, and make sure you have that oven preheated, yeah. Alrighty, all, as you can hear behind me, I got the pit all fired up and ready to go. It has been 2 hours, and here are our ribs. And of course, anytime you open up a liquid container like this that's been in the oven, you got to prepare for some steam, so definitely be careful of that. And I could tell you the house smells absolutely amazing. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, so look, the next step in this process is to get these switched over to a tray where I will get them in the pit probably for about 45 minutes to an hour. I definitely want to get some color on these and want to firm them up. The last 15 minutes or so, I will start to baste them with my barbecue sauce. And I did take the apples and just kind of push them off to the side. And like I said, my pit is all fired up. I am at a little over 300. I think that is a good temp. I think John said 275. I'm just going to let it ride at 300. Let's get these on and we will take it from there. We are about a half hour in. I got my favorite mixture of BBQ sauce here. I got a 50% Kraft and a 50% honey. We will give that a good mix. I'm going to start basting these ribs out, and probably will let them run for another 15-20 minutes. I may bump the temperature up to about 325, 350, we shall see. Let's go in and let's check them out. Guys, as noted, we want to start getting a little bit of color on these ribs. I got my favorite sauce going down with a little mixture of honey inside. You know, we are trying to grab a little bit of smoke on these ribs, plus get a little bit of color on these ribs. So look, anytime you introduce steam, foil, liquid to an oven with a piece of meat, you are never going to get anything attractive. It's always going to have that pale kind of look. We have started to develop a little bit of color, and I did hit it with some sauce, and I will just let that run to see what kind of color we can get. Hey man, this is going to go two ways. This is either going to be a hit or this is going to be a miss, and I know John well enough to say, hey John, for me it just didn't happen. So I will be truthful with you guys and let you know if this is something you should make or not. So look, we will let this puppy run another 15-20 minutes or so, and I'll bring you guys back. We will get it off and get it on the board. All right, guys, the moment of truth is here. I let it go a little bit longer. I let this part of the cook go for 3 hours. So that is 2 hours in the house, 1 hour on the pit. And I wanted to let it go just a little bit longer till we hit that 200. And we did hit that 200, so I am good with that. Let's go in, let's get this on the board. I will let it sit, I will let it rest for a little bit, then I'll bring you guys back. We will slice it up, and the moment of truth is now on us. All right, guys, I got the cameras in position. It's been a 15-minute rest. Let's cut this bad boy open and see what we got. So right off the bat, you could see we got a nice little pull back. We got a little bit color on these ribs. And they definitely are tender and cutting like butter. There is no doubt about it. And obviously, anytime you put some moisture in the pan, you wrap them up, you're not going to get that beautiful color, but you are going to get some moisture, and we definitely got that. So look, man, let's take this in. Let's go live. Let's get that taste test, and let's close out the show. I got me a nice fatty picked out, so cheers to you. And John, let's see what we got. All right, guys, look, I gotta say it, and look, my reputation is on the line here. I give this a big thumbs up. A bunch of guys go run out, they make this recipe, and they hit me back up and say that rib recipe totally bit the dust. But I am telling you right now, this is a different rib, and this is a really, really good rib. I'll tell you what, man, when the wife gets home from work, I'm gonna leave right here a little message from her, what she thought about these ribs. And I am telling you right now, she is gonna give these ribs a total major go. I mean, the outside bark, you're not gonna get that crispy outside bark that you would on a regular rib, but what you are gonna get is plenty of moisture. You got the perfect bite. Can't really pick up any of that apple in there, although maybe I can just a little bit, but I do pick up a lot of that rub, man. This rub here is killer. So that is very important to the recipe. So whatever rub you use, make sure you put a lot on, man, because I could get a lot of that rub. So without a doubt, man, this is definitely a home run. This is a must to make. This is 2 hours in the house, 1 hour on the pit, very minimal ingredients, and you've got yourself a nice meal, something a little bit different than the usual fare of a 5-hour smoked rib. I gotta thank John, man, for sending out this recipe. I gotta thank my Patreons for allowing me to cook these recipes. These guys are very important to me, and also my YouTube join friends. I got information on all that down below, man. They are a huge part of the show. You guys are appreciated for watching. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of this recipe. Again, all information down below. And until next time, we will see you soon.